Imagine if you could get every piece of work done with absolute focus, even if you hated the topic and had no motivation. I'm Salim, finally a medical student, and I've spent over 8 years doing 3 degrees. And most of the time, I wasn't motivated to study at all. And I also spend my life being as productive as I can by learning piano, playing tennis, and going gym. And most days, I'm not even motivated to do those either. But there's a key concept you need to understand if you want to get anything meaningful done, because you need to be able to work consistently even when you hate it. So this is the solution I'm confident will work for anyone who has no motivation or no interest in the work they're doing. So first, the reason why you can't work and get distracted by other things is because we've been taught the wrong things about what motivation is. We've been told to see tasks as separate, and that you either are motivated or are not motivated to do that task. But that's completely wrong, and let me explain why. Think about this example. Think about being in English class and you're given a book to read for an assignment. But when you start reading it, it feels boring and every page feels like a pain. So of course you'd get distracted and try to do anything else but read that book. Now imagine you're in a completely empty room with nothing besides that same book from your class. In this room you had no other people, no technology, and nothing else around you to take your interest. Even if you hated that book, you'd still probably end up reading it over and over again because there was nothing else around. You would be motivated to read the book because it was more interesting compared to everything else you had available, which was nothing. So it's not about whether the individual task is motivating or not. In actuality, your motivation is about the competition between tasks. It's about relative interest in the task compared to the others available, rather than viewing them individually. So it's not just about that task you need to do but don't want to. It's about everything else in your life and the balance between them that determines your motivation. So there are 2 ways that you can manipulate motivation so to work even when it's a task or topic that you hate. And the second is what most people miss. The first thing is just to make the task you hate more enjoyable or interesting. So that means working with friends, putting on nice background music, having a nice drink or snack whilst you work, or learning using videos or podcasts that are more enjoyable. This makes the task itself inherently more motivating. But then the other thing you need to do is exactly the opposite, and it's what most people miss. You need to control all the other tasks that compete with the work you need to do. You need to remove all the heavily stimulating things from your environment. This is going to make all the competing tasks much less motivating. So in your breaks, don't scroll on your phone or watch a really engaging series that when you come back to work it feels even worse because the gap is so big. Instead, go for walks, read a book, meditate, do things that are less stimulating, and that way your work will still feel relatively more interesting to get back to. After you manipulate your motivation by making the task more enjoyable and by controlling the other tasks you have available, you should then learn about how to make your studying more efficient, because that will help you get the same amount of work done in less time, giving you more time to spend on your personal life. Over my 8 years at university, I've tried hundreds of study tips and hacks, but only a handful of them were actually useful in improving my study efficiency, so that I had a balance in my academic and personal life. And in this video here, I talk about the 5 study tips you can start doing from today to make sure that once you manipulate your motivation to start working, you can finish the work even faster. So click the video to learn more.